dude. I just closed a VA loan 13 hours after getting one of the worst appraisals I've ever seen. In the recent life of why it matters who you work with, right? This past Friday, I had a loan that I knew it was going to be a rush. Everything was going to be a rush. And I was just praying for an appraiser that wouldn't, wait forever to do something. And I know that they're allowed to have their timeliness guidelines. And I'm cool with that, right? But I knew that the appraisal was going to be due one day before closing and that I would still be able to close it on time. So there was a lot that was going on with this file that I'm not going to get into, but it would not have closed with most other lenders, especially after we got the appraisal back. So the appraiser had until Thursday to turn this report in. Closing was going to be on Friday, and it was on Friday. I think it was like 1 p.m. on Thursday, the appraiser initiated Tidewater. Immediately, we rejected it because all that's going to do is extend how long the appraiser has to turn the report in. We knew that we had to close Friday. It's one of those situations where, you can BS that something won't close if it doesn't close on a certain date, but this was actually going to be a dead file if it didn't close on Friday, right? So appraiser tries to initiate Tidewater. I immediately tell him no, just turn in the report. So cool. He says he'll get the report in that day, right? Still Thursday. So rather than going to sleep, I sat at my chair at my house knowing that this dude was going to turn this thing in at 11:59 p.m. on Thursday night so he wouldn't be late. And that's exactly what happened. So I'm literally sitting in the web loan guarantee portal, hitting refresh on this effing appraisal, on this report, on this loan. 11:59 rolls around, I hit refresh, and it populates. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Have your own thoughts. Think amongst yourselves. I'm not going to say anything nasty about him. But what I will say is that not only did he come in short on value, which is fine because we had a gap on this. The buyer was more than happy to cover a gap, but he had 12 MPRs on there and a minimum property requirement. 12 things he flagged on the appraisal that to the untrained eye would have required a lot of work, right? I looked at all of the photos. I looked at all of his verbiage. None of the things that he flagged should have been considered safety or health concerns. So at 12:05 a.m., I call my borrower and let him know I just sent a waiver request to him to fill out. I let him know what got flagged on the appraisal and that I didn't think any of it was going to be a problem. So he does at 12:05 a.m. And I'm not a jerk. The guy knew that this was probably going to happen. And so he was actually not asleep yet. He signed it right away. I woke up first thing in the morning, calling the VA. Obviously, he signs it. I reach out to my underwriter on it. I'm like, hey, dude, I need the NOV on this immediately because we have to close. Because now it's Friday. Now it's midnight Friday. So we have to close this thing at 2 or 3 p.m. on Friday night or Friday afternoon. And bless his heart, I love this dude. Immediately, as soon as he's up and at his workstation, he issues the notice of value, the NOV, so I can start calling the VA and saying, hey, guys, can we please get this MPR waiver request processed? And bless her heart, Natalie Rodriguez out of the Atlanta Regional Loan Center calls the reviewing person and just waits with them and tells them this needed to happen. The guy reviews it and he denies the waiver. Denies the waiver, right? I'm mad. I reject the denial, but I also call the veteran and let him know, hey, dude, the VA says no, we got to get these things fixed. I escalated to higher. I escalated because I disagreed with them rejecting. So he gets the $100 worth of equipment and he goes to the house with the seller and they repair every stupid little thing. They send me the pictures. I send the pictures in so we could self-certify all the stupid repairs. 5 minutes after I send these pictures in, the VA gets back to me, apologizes for the other person's error, and waives the MPRs that were required anyway. So anyway, long story short, I got a effed up appraisal at 11:59 p.m. the day before closing, and we still closed with the MPR waiver at 3 p.m. on Friday night. Dude, you can't make some of this stuff up. I was just a burning ball of anxiety on Thursday and Friday, but I know this veteran, they are incredibly happy, right? It's just, again, it's a situation where if this is with 99%, and that's not to toot my own horn, it's just that I know VA, I do VA, I live VA, I breathe VA. That is not closing whatsoever. That's a dead file if he's not working with me. Anyway, so congrats to my homeowner. Yeah, good job.